Welcome back to our Bluesy Water channel. I wanted to go over our new device, the Clean 24. This device is designed to treat pathogens in the body, and it is a wearable. That's what makes it so exciting. You can essentially wear it all day long and work up to that. It's very powerful, and it's based on the technology out of Russia. Yes, Russia. Russia has great healing culture. It's unfortunate what's going on in the political world, but when it comes to healing, I've learned a lot from Russian doctors. So this is a therapy that goes with medical ozone. The Russian doctors that I talked with were all doing medical ozone and told me about what's called the mission coil. That's a generic term for an invention, essentially, that uses an electrostatic field on the body to knock out pathogens. Now, it's been refined and tweaked somewhat in Russia. It has to do with parameters, strength of field, etc. I have a mainstay mission system that is quite powerful, but this one is a wearable. So a lot of people don't have the time to sit around and put a coil on their back and sit in a chair for sometimes hours a day, especially if you have a lot of infection. So with this device, it's very simple. There's a pack here, and it just slides up the arm, and you can just get it up. There's a cord that goes to this copper bracelet. So that's how you hook it up. It's the pack and the cord that goes to the copper bracelet, which goes around your wrist, and you can squeeze it down. So the action, let's go over the action, how it works. Okay, so in the arm pack is a power bank battery. There's a cord that goes to this box. And within the box, there's what's called a toroid coil. This is like 25 feet of copper winding, of wire winding. This is how they create the electrostatic field. So you can read about the mission coil system and how it works, but basically they create a vortex field, and it's a high frequency field, and this produces a very anti-parasitical environment, but it also has a lot of healing benefit on the cells for a multitude of issues. So this is an innovation in the mission system. This coil goes about 9 feet, the coil in the box. Okay, so in the box, this is the coil. Now this actually is what's called a toroid coil. There's about 25 feet of winding of this wire. This is what creates the electrostatic field. So this is, the way I describe it, an electrostatic field, it's almost like sitting in lightning. It's very, very permeable. And what makes the mission system work is that there's a vortex, a spin to the field that drives into the body. That's what gives it its permeability. But also it's running at a very high frequency. Now this actually has 2 projection antennas. I can't say I can completely understand this invention, but I do understand and have used for years the basic mission technology, and I know its key actions, very highly antimicrobial. So this box, when you start off, you put it between your kidneys and prepare your kidneys for the detox. You will get very deep, serious Herxheimer with this technology. I've had several people test this. One of my friends uses live blood analysis, and he was using the traditional mission. We both had heavy Herxheimer reaction, and he told me that his blood showed tons of dead material when he started using this, and he had a tremendous amount of Herxheimer, probably more than I did. So this is really going to dig in and go after the pathogens. So if you're starting from scratch, you want to treat the kidneys first. This is traditional mission strategy. You're going to prepare the kidneys for detox, and they have to be able to handle the detox, and then you're going to work on your liver, about 20 minutes on the kidneys and 10 minutes on the liver. And you can actually move the box around to various, like to the lungs or wherever, various, the heart, the pancreas, spleen, pancreas, spleen, liver, stomach. You can move it around, treat the organs. But once you're done with that localized treating and preparing the kidneys, you're going to wear it. So once again, this coil will cover, with the 2 antennas, specialized antennas in here, will go about 9 feet, and it'll envelop the body, and it actually provides a protection against electromagnetic radiation, all the cell phones and all the dirty electricity, etc. So the wrist brace, the copper wrist bracelet, treats the blood. Now this is where I think the really deep Herxheimer comes in, because literally blood goes everywhere. The blood is being charged up, and when it hits these pathogens, there's a lot of die-off. So be careful once you start wearing it. Go slow. Now, ozone is a mainstay anti-pathogenic therapy. You can go to a clinic and get IV ozone, or you can do it at home using rectal ozone, which goes blood systemic, and do also localized sinuses through the ears into the brain, and topical. And some people do IV, some people do injections. In the real world of trying to treat heavy-duty pathogenic states like Lyme disease, let's say, it is really a great synergy to use the general mission technology, which this is a part of, and ozone together. I have found that if you're just using ozone, you're just not going to have the longevity of time of therapy. And if you're going to a clinic and doing IV, you're just going to have to go in often, and it costs a lot of money. And if you're doing home ozone, you can get to pretty good therapeutic thresholds doing it at home. I sometimes do 2 rounds when needed. But when you bring this in with the ozone, it's a great synergy, and you're going to have a lot more success. So this is really the key synergistic therapy that I recommend for people struggling with long-term viruses, Lyme, things like that. The fact that you can wear this all day long, and the fact that it'll kick your butt, indicates both the power of the therapy and the needed longevity of the therapy to get results. Then you can come in and do your ozone as needed. I do way less ozone than I used to. I mainly do it for colon tonification actually now. Colon's always a challenge, and that's where like ozone, rectal ozone insufflation really exceeds. Or if I have, let's say I have a sinus infection and I blast my sinuses, very easy, takes a few minutes, and you can knock out a sinus infection. So you can come in, do this for long periods of time, and really have that longevity of therapy to go after the pathogens and keep going after them. At the same time, make sure your colon gut immunity is being developed. We have additional protocols to improve the gut flora, and that's imperative when you're trying to create an anti-pathogenic environment. Gut immunity is everything. So rectal ozone insufflation helps with the gut immunity. It's a big blast on let's say low-level viruses or bacteria that are trying to fester in there. Come in, do your antimicrobial, come in and do your gut flora regimens. We recommend this other product from Russia called Venom, which is a very aggressive soil bacteria designed for biowarfare and very vigilant in helping to develop the gut immunity. We did a video about long-term COVID, and this is one key product that helps when COVID is trying to nest in the colon and fester and keep its life force going. So if you work up on this, wear it all day long, that's key. I really don't know of any other wearable antimicrobial technology. So not only is this excellent unto itself in terms of the mission treatment protocol, where you can just use it as a traditional mission system, Now you can turn around and wear it. It's 13 ounces for weight, very light. You get used to wearing it on your arm. If you're sick, this is a minor price to pay to put something on your arm. If you're home and you don't need to put it on your arm, you could just put it anywhere on your body and hook up the bracelet. So you got the whole field of the body and you're treating the blood. Very, very powerful. So please look at our antimicrobial program. Anyone doing ozone needs to do this. It'll help your ozone therapy tremendously. And anybody who's going to do this therapy, I highly recommend getting a home ozone system. We have them on our website. We'll put links below. Any questions, please contact me, andrew@bluesyward.com. Microbial strategies are extremely challenging. People are doing supplements, herbs, MMS, colloidal silver. These are field therapies. Ozone infiltrates the whole body. It's very, very permeable. This extremely permeable. So if you really break it down into simple terms, you need to get these whole field therapies that get into the body deeply and then have the longevity of time. That is key with any therapy. If you do it for 5 minutes, it might be good for 5 minutes, but in the case of these therapies, you really do need to work up to hours a day. I wear this for several hours in the morning. Sometimes I put it on in the evening. It's quite intense. I personally cannot wear it all day long, but I put it on usually first thing in the morning, and I also do my main mission system, which has a tremendous amount of power on the kidneys. While I'm doing this, I actually use both at the same time. That is not necessarily needed. If you have a lot of really serious challenges, and yes, you could get a traditional mission system, and you need to talk to us. There are many systems out of Russia that are very weak, cheap, don't work. You need to know what you're doing in this universe of electrostatics. Alrighty, so we can help you put together a very effective therapeutic protocol. Look at our antimicrobial program. Remember, when you're going through this HERX, we have a whole side of this program to help process the detox reaction. So when the toxins start flooding the body, what are you going to do? That's built into the program. So please take a look at the entire program and understand that half of it is just to process, to die off the toxins and keep, like a swimming pool, you got to have your pump, you got to have your filter. You must deal with the stagnant toxic terrain. All right, appreciate it. Thank you. Take care.